I said, what if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izuku and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcast on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Thank you. All right, good morning. Sorry about that. As per usual, we deal with
All things.
technical. What is that? Oh, that's this. I'm like, what is in the way of our camera? That's crazy. I see the back of this.
You have good eyes.
Yeah. Let's see. Stick with us a second.
Back. Don't go back.
Back. There we go. How's that?
Perfect.
All righty. All right, now we got it. All right.
Well,
Good morning. Welcome to Begin Within Ministries Sofa Sundays.
look at my shawl I had today. I'm so fancy.
We're matchy. wear matchy.
Takes care. Make sure I
Make sure that
make sure I have something to wear with
we-
all of her colors.
our coordination. I wish all my dresses came like that. That would be awesome.
That would be easy for me.
That would be. I'd be like,
Thank
just
you.
pick out something plain. I'll bring you a scarf.
Thank you. I would say yes to that.
Right. That would
My
be,
husband knows. Just tell me. Just somebody
Just
else
tell
tell me
me
what
what
to
to
wear.
wear.
I do not enjoy that part of my life.
It is so kind of funny because this is the only place I actually do that at because I wear a uniform all week long.
Oh, so that's why you got to have some fun.
That's why I have fun on the weekends.
And I
Yes.
technically like wearing plain or solid colors,
Yes.
so it's easy for me.
Yes.
You're not crapping my style too much.
Yeah, I'm glad because if we had another me, that would be
Oh.
interesting.
That would be probably. I don't like saying too much, but it might be too much.
It might be a little too much. Yeah, it may be. I don't know. It could be traumatic even. So welcome. Where are we?
We are at the home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's wonderful practice where her classes are, her groups meet here, and that is at
7220 North 16th Street. We are located between Glendale and Northern in Phoenix, Arizona. So if you are in Phoenix or even some of the suburbs, if you're in Mesa, stay put. But if
you
you're,
come out.
I mean, we might not be here, but you could come out.
Yes.
But we are a ministry that you can come into late. We don't care. So come on down if you're in the Phoenix area or on your way. So I'm checking I'm checking my feed. Anybody on their way?
Can you hear us?
And can you hear us? I'm just checking on that.
Nice.
I think we are good.
Hi, Krista.
Hi, Krista. Good morning. So, yes. And you'll notice us because we're in building A1 with the ladies on the door.
Yes.
There you go. I was
That
like,
would
where
be
was
us.
I? Uh-huh.
I'm excited to get to this one today because I'm excited for all of them.
Yes.
There's a lot of good stuff on this one, especially in my own personal life right now, so it's exciting.
This month has definitely
Good.
been one of my favorite months we've had so far
Mhm.
because it really aligned with where I was as well. So that
Right.
I think anytime you're in alignment with what you're talking about
That
makes
helps.
it fun.
It helps.
Yeah.
And we planned this.
Last year.
So
Yeah.
we didn't even know what would be happening this
Right.
right now. But the divine mind.
The divine always
The
knows.
divine mind
The
always
divine
knows,
mind
yes.
always knows.
So I think
yeah.
that's why it's very interesting.
Mhm.
I love to see how that works out.
Exactly.
So I don't know, is there anything else we normally say at this time? I don't think so.
No, I said where we're at.
I think we're good. I hope everyone's
Okay.
great out there. Do you want to pray us in or what? What do we want?
I'm present, sure.
Here we go.
So wherever you're at, just feel that support of the seat, the sofa, the bed underneath you, and know that the divine is supporting you. That there is only one life, one breath, one heartbeat, one divine expression. And some call that God. That is all there is. And I am one with that, as is everyone within the sound of my voice and beyond. And knowing this, I speak my word into the law for the highest and best good of this time together. The highest and best good for each and every physical body that exists, that their energy that is moving through them is divine energy, and that they are whole, perfect, and complete, because there is nothing else that they can be. And I know this, and I accept this, and I affirm this, as well as sending blessings to all leaders and teachers of all faiths, cities, and countries everywhere, knowing that the divine is in, as, and through them, and that our world is guided, guarded, and protected, regardless of how it seems on the outside, that the divine is all there is. And with this, I say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe, for all of this and so much more. I give great thanks. I let it go, call it good. And together we say, and so it is.
There. Love
Yeah.
it.
You know, I met with Michelle yesterday,
Yes, Reverend
And
Dr. Michelle Whittington.
Reverend Dr. Michelle
One and only.
Whittington, and we prayed in, and
both did that.
Yeah.
She's doing that too. That's funny.
Yeah, well, she does it. That's how I learned it.
Send
Yeah.
it off. Yeah. Wonderful.
That's how I learned it. She learned it from the monks when she went to India a couple of years ago.
She's the one that brought that back.
She's the one that brought that back. So yes, that is. I love that. Sending the energy out.
Yeah, release
There,
it. Release
release
it.
it.
Just like you said, we let it go. We
Yeah.
don't keep praying over and over and over for the same thing.
No.
Because we trust that we've already prayed and we've let it go. So it's,
Exactly.
You don't just keep doing that.
And that it's there.
Release it. It's already done.
Yeah.
It's already done.
It's already done.
Little tricks in the trade.
Little trick. Exactly.
What's our topic today, boys and girls?
Evelyn. I love that she says that. It's
Abby.
Abby says she can hear us and she's on her way. Good. See you soon.
Yay. Sounds good.
So healing energy flows throughout my body. I love this.
Yes.
I love this because as we were talking, about how this has really been this month of wellness and of healing about our physical bodies. Sometimes as spiritual people, we forget we have a body experience. And not until our bodies say, excuse me, about their experience, do I remember that. And the last, I'm going to say 6 years, my body has definitely told me it's having an experience. And today's experience is so much better than it used to be.
Yes.
I have been healing from left knee replacement. I'm done with joint replacement. Thank you, Dr. Stephen Warner. I hope you enjoy the boat I bought you. Right, at least. And
whatever, yeah.
And now I have a smartwatch.
Oh no.
I got a smartwatch so I can get my steps.
I love it.
And my goal steps are 8,000, and I've been hitting that.
Good.
And the other day I got to 11,000.
Calm down.
I know it.
Wow, woman.
I know it, and I wasn't tired, and I wasn't over
And the joints
active,
feel good.
and the
Everything
joints
feels
feel good.
Yeah.
I still have swelling. I take care of that. I do the normal things that you do for swelling. But yes, the body is starting to come back into it. And so that's why I say this healing energy that flows throughout my body is so important to remember the mind-body connection, in that. Because there's a lot of times that, yes, the swelling could keep me down.
Right.
If I didn't pay attention to it, if I didn't ice, if I didn't put my legs up the wall. Like I do things to, if I didn't wear my compressions, there are times
where
exactly. It's, like I always say, people, rely, trust, I'm going to use the word God, divine, universe, you fill in your blank. But, trust God, but do the footwork, right? I trust God to take care of me. I still pay APS.
Yes.
Right. Like that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
you're still going to take the medicine.
You have to do your part in this. I'm not saying miracles don't happen. I'm just saying APS will turn you off.
Well, sometimes that is the miracle, that we have those things that can help us.
Yeah.
That those have already been created, so go ahead and use them now, right? Someone had the idea of the light bulb. Well, good.
Yes.
Like, we don't need someone else to create that. It's already here. Let's use it.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
So, and it's the allowing ourselves to partake of the healing that's already running throughout our system.
Right.
Our body is just spirit.
Right.
It's always in process of healing. It's always moving through, back and forth, breathing in and out. It's always doing that. But it's us we block.
Right. So we have to be aware of this
Yes.
energy. We have to be
Yeah.
aware of our healing energy.
Right.
And
allowing your body to do what it does.
Right.
Not being upset that you're swelling. That's a part of the
That's part of the healing
You
process.
have to allow
Yes.
it and work with it and help it along.
Exactly.
Right. Not just,
Right.
that the body has certain systems that it brings in to do certain things. Unbeknownst to even us, half the time, I don't know what every cell is doing in here.
Right. But our bodies are wired to heal. Like that is the goal, right? That's it
It's
knows that it wants to
constantly-
be here.
Unless we block it.
Unless we block.
Unless we block it with things, I was reading about that it's belief. It's a belief in separation when we're blocking that, when we're full of stress or full of, for women in particular, stress can be very detrimental in so many ways in our physical bodies. I'm sure it's the same for men, but women can experience it quite a lot more. So when you're stressed and you're running around, you're stressed all the time, you are in separation mode. And so then you block the experience of the body healing. You block the body's ability to do what it does. And instead, the body's going to do other things, like create the disease or create the issues.
To slow you down.
Yeah.
To get you to the point where you will pay attention to it.
Yeah.
The body is your best lover or your worst. Right? I mean, it is either going to take care of you or it is going to sit you down.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to leave us.
Right.
We want to keep this one,
We'd
right?
like to keep it, yes. But it will bring you into awareness.
It will bring you into awareness.
And it's like other invitations that we get in life, the ones.
I love that.
The ones
Invitations.
Yes. Well, that was what was her name? Gosh, I can't remember her name now, but she visited CLF so long ago. Wonderful woman. Do you remember her? She gave a talk and sang. She was the soloist and the talk. She had written a book and she talked about the 3 invitations. I'll find her name because somebody's got to know. But I always think about this. You get the ivory invitation, the pink invitation, and the red invitation. And the ivory invitation is kind of like, hey, I've got some aches. Hey, I've got a little, this going on or that going on. And you ignore it because you're too busy. You're not paying attention.
You're too busy.
You're just pushing.
Taking care of everything.
Yeah, then you might have a pink invitation, a little blood work issue. And you might have this and
your sugars are up.
Yeah, and I go, it's whatever. And then you get the red invitation where it's something serious.
Yes.
And then it knocks you on your ass because
Yeah.
there's a problem now.
Yeah.
Well, there's other things that are trying to get you to pay attention, trying to get you into awareness, trying to get you to shift or keep something different. And you ignored or you weren't aware. Sometimes we're just not aware because we are so busy. We're not even paying attention. We aren't quiet enough to even recognize that our bodies are saying, hey, could you help me?
Depending on which generation you are as well, there's a lot of us who grew up in the suck it up buttercup generation.
Yeah, right.
Like, okay.
That's Gen Xers.
That hurts.
That's all we do.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Moving along.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it.
Go out and play. Get out of the house.
Yeah. Don't come back till the lights come on.
I have so in an example of this, my brother-in-law Doug broke his arm when he was a kid, and they were out sledding, and he was the youngest of his siblings, and his sisters were like, we're not going back in. So they went sledding for a very long period of time, 6 to 8 hours, before they took him home with his broken arm.
Oh my
And
God.
then, they got in trouble and everything when they finally did take him to the hospital and stuff. And I kind of laughed because we sort of did the same thing to Doug one Christmas Eve. He had stomach issues and they weren't going away, and he drove himself to the ER because, well, none of us were capable of driving that Christmas Eve.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, like, poor Doug. Yeah. He had a lot happening. Yeah. So I just say that to it really is that's the norm. We were a generation that went to work no matter what. I'm very grateful for 2020 that said, hey, look, if you're sick, stay home. Okay. Finally, I had permission to stay home if I was sick.
Right. Definitely from the generation we went.
No,
I believe we're sick.
Yeah.
Unless I'm sick, like vomiting.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Yeah.
I've never was that.
Yeah. There's no.
Feeling bad calling out for work.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Even and you're sick.
Yeah.
So instead, you take Motrin and you take
You take whatever
doctor
it
yourself out
is.
so you can go anyway. Like that. Yes.
Yeah.
And today, they don't question.
Some part
Yeah.
has a break.
So
Yeah.
the push.
It really
I
is
know.
because for decades that's what we
that's
did.
How,
Still do.
Yeah,
Not me.
You're from
I
that
take my
generation.
sick time now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sick. I'm sick.
Yeah.
And but that's again about the awareness. One, you got to be aware if you're sick, right?
Yeah.
There are so many times where I wasn't even aware there was an issue, you know, and
feels normal.
yeah, that exactly. You know, pain is normal. Chronic pain, like right now, I think the reason that I'm able to do what I'm able to do is I am finally out of pain after being in pain for the last decade, but really the last 5 years being the worst.
Though, you were in
I was in
pain.
bad pain. So now I'm finally out of pain. I'm like, I was doing yoga. I can do Warrior 2 now.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm
What
like,
is that?
I'm excited.
May I ask you how it helps? What's unblocked psychologically because of that?
He
Because I
says
would
what?
I imagine the pain and mentally or psychologically stops you from being able to process certain, or not thoughts, but just be able to get deep into whatever it is your mission is or direction. Because pain takes
It does, you know.
Can I repeat what he
Yeah.
asked?
So,
I don't
so
know.
Peter asked if you know what has unblocked for
Good
me
question.
now that the pain is gone, that I might not have been able to see or be aware of when I was in pain. And you know, just recently, as in yesterday, very recent, the culmination of some things Michelle and I have been talking about in my life that has changed is I had an awareness. I was feeling very unappreciated and unwanted in some situations in my life, to the point that, you know, crying emotional pain and feeling very victimized by others, and wanting to control that scenario in a very different way than was happening, right? And since then, so one, I became aware that that was actually the feeling I was having, that I was having a resentment, that I was having, because I don't like to admit that I'm a victim to things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to admit that people have the better of me in scenarios, but I had to say that. I had to say that to myself and Michelle, and now all of you.
But that helps others to
It
hear
does,
it, you know?
yeah. It was like I had to admit that that's how I was feeling. And while feelings are valid, they're not always facts, right? That was my perception of what was happening. And then, that, you know, in discussing some of the things a little bit more, in realizing that particular part, that I did not feel appreciated or wanted, a little bit deeper was, again, going back to my worthiness. I have always felt this low level of unworthy in my life because there have been scenarios where I'm too much. I'm too big, I'm too loud, I'm too boisterous, I'm too whatever, I'm too honest. I heard that recently, that I'm too honest. You know, yeah, you know, whatever, too direct. So these things, you know, hearing that too, in front of a descriptive word that didn't feel good to me, you know, and we were talking about this earlier, you know, on that the block came when I tried to be less, when I tried to be less boisterous, less pink, less me. And so stuffing all that in, I think, is what caused me pain. I think trying to be what other people wanted me to be caused me like immense pain, and I kept sucking it up. And, you know, starting with the heart attack in 2019, and then cancer, and then, you know, 4 joints being replaced. Like, that was a lot of stuck energy inside of me. And now I don't feel that. And the quote that Michelle said this morning to me was, be so authentic you have haters. I'm okay with haters today. And again, this is brand new information to me as of yesterday. I really moved through a lot of things yesterday with my mentor, and that's come to me that, you know, I'm the one that needs to appreciate me.
No.
I'm the one who needs to see the worth in who I am. You know? Aw, I got you one. And that's hard. It's hard, but it's worth it. it's worth to have that be who I am. You know?
Could you say that haters quote again?
Sure. Be so authentic, you have haters.
I'm struggling with that right now too. I am at work. I feel like sometimes people hate me because I tell them things that I think I know, and I'm struggling with, am I coming off as too strong because I think I know it, or what? And it's really wrecking my disposition at work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great quote. Be so authentic. Say it again.
Be so authentic, you have haters.
Okay. That's very profound.
And then
Go
I was
ahead,
telling her that the reason, so I lived most of my life being trying to be a
Right.
perfectionist,
You
so
know.
that everybody would like me, right? Because that was my way of safety and protection, and that's how in my world growing up, that's how I got my grandmother. I was her favorite, but because I was perfect, right? So like she was mean to everybody but me, and these are things I learned along the way. Like this is how you do it, right? If you're perfect, then you're worthy of love. Because I also have the same worthiness issues. You're worthy of love, and that keeps you safe. So
Right.
we run through this. Well, I read a book by Russell Brunson. During COVID, I was learning how to do podcasts and that kind of stuff, and he talked about that niche. Figure out what your niche is, and then this is what your marketing is. Your niche, like what. But you have to be so authentic that you have haters, because I've spent my whole life watering it down so that everybody's okay with it.
Mediocrity.
Not offending anybody.
Right.
I'm not, causing anybody not to like me. I'm, playing it safe. Well, then nobody can hear you. And the people that need your message can't hear you because you're so watered down that you're like, nobody's getting anything now. But if you are so laser on who you are and you are authentic, you're going to alienate people because they just won't align with you. But then all the people that you're here for, all the people that are here for your message or for your help or for your friendship or whatever, they're going to find you because you're beacon. Our song,
Right.
I'm a beacon of light. That your light, it can be seen now. So the problem is we're so afraid of somebody not liking us that we are not who we are.
Yeah.
So that's not even fair anyway. That's not even fair. They're liking us on a false pretense.
Right, they don't like you anyway.
Right,
At that
they're
point.
not your
Yeah.
people. They're
Yeah.
not
That's what
your
I
people.
feel
We
is
have to weed them
They must
out.
not like me because they don't want to hear what I have to say.
Or
Right.
they don't want to deal with themselves. And honestly, I told my husband, we are not responsible for that, other people's reactions to us
That is
any
true.
longer. We are not responsible for that. I'm not going to worry about that because I want to find the people that love me for whatever I am. They love me anyway. They're
And
not
that's where
offended.
that's how I want to work too,
Right.
in the world.
Yeah.
I want that in my colleagues. I want to associate with the colleagues who have that authentic desire to share knowledge, to share ability, to
difference of opinion.
a different, and to feel okay. And to share their authenticity.
Yes.
Exactly. I want that in my friendships. We were talking today. We talk a lot, the two of us, just so you guys know. That's why we're here.
That's why we do.
But I have 3 besties of the last couple of decades who we are all very different.
Yeah.
Politically, spiritually, we share differences, but we share our differences in such a way that everybody can be authentically themselves and know that they are safe and loved. That is the one thing you had said about safety, right? We do things for other people to like us or not have haters. We water ourselves down, mediocrity, not being authentic, so that we feel safe. So it's hard sometimes to be willing to be vulnerable and unsafe. It is. It's,
And what you said, I think, is what got me, not hurt me, but what got me deep was when you said you have to do that for
I
yourself.
have to do it for myself.
I have to love myself, and I'm not looking for that out here. If I had that out here, that's wonderful, but I have to do it for me,
Yeah.
And one of the things that has always hurt me so badly is when I've seen friends of mine post something on Facebook that says they'll have this little rant, and that if you feel the the other way, unfriend me now. And I remember I've seen that from multiple friends of mine on Facebook, and I thought to myself, wow, I wonder if they would feel the same way if they knew I was one of those people that didn't agree with that. Would they want me to unfriend them now? You know, or would they like to have a conversation like, why is it unfriend me now if you don't agree with me? But honestly, if that's what it takes for me to be authentic, when we started the sofa, we were very clear. There will be things that we will not agree on, even though we are both religious scientists and we have the same faith and practice. We will not agree on everything.
Right.
And I told her I want to feel safe to just, if God is pushing me to say something, I have to feel safe to say it. And maybe the whole audience doesn't agree with me, but there's somebody out there that might, or maybe I need to have a moment to change or open up my thinking, right?
Tell me having this. You guys did something very, very unique. You took okay. So the idea that when people say that you don't like what I'm saying, right? Then unfriend me.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that maybe we've been reading that wrong. Maybe that's that plea, and then them standing in strength and authenticity and pushing back at the universe and saying nobody's like what I've been saying. So I have to stand for me now and saying, listen, I can't worry about you anymore. If you don't like it, then that's all.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's the because I used to say that. I said, why would anybody say that? Because it's room for all opinions. But if those opinions of other people cause them to not like you,
Yeah, it could be
that's-
their way of
that
standing in
damages your
authenticity.
Yeah, maybe.
It's standing in the way of authenticity. Maybe that causes conflict that you can't deal with, and you don't want to have a conversation about it. And you just want to be, because that's guarding yourself. So
Right.
That's because I like that other
Yeah.
thinking.
You just did that. You just took it there. That's it.
Yeah.
I like that other thinking though.
That's deep.
I like that. Yeah.
To be like, okay, well, this is, my belief and my thing, and no, I don't want to have a conversation. I just want to be here,
I am.
be who I am, and,
Pretty good.
and be honored for that, right?
I don't mind.
Right or wrong.
Yeah, I
Right
don't mind
or wrong,
having the
yes.
conversations, but that is hard. You're going to be cut off because you don't agree with somebody.
Right.
But how do we move forward and grow from each other and learn from each other? Like, I love that you have friends that have totally different faiths. Nobody's like, well, we can't be friends because
Yeah.
you won't do what I want. Like, just
But that takes time. That takes conversations.
yes.
And that takes a willingness too.
Well, you said earlier respect
Yes, and it does take
Just
respect.
of each other's.
Yeah. And I will say that I don't know that I put in that amount of time with everyone that has a disagreement with me. At work, I think it's necessary so that you get buy-in to have things run smoothly. On Facebook, maybe not so much. Okay, I have over 1,000 people that follow me. I'm not sure we all have the same,
Right.
belief system.
There are no two people that have the same belief
Right.
system.
Oh,
That's
I like
true.
that.
There are no two people. Right. We are not carbon copies of carbon copies of carbon copies. We don't want to be, right?
That would be so boring.
It would be boring. Could you imagine? This would not be unique, this hair, if everybody had it,
Right.
right? I wouldn't be Reverend Cotton Candy.
Is that your new nickname?
That's my new nickname. When I was doing my hair this morning, I was like, oh, it looks like cotton candy.
It kind of does. I like that.
True walked in and went, wow, that's pink.
It makes me want cotton candy,
Yeah.
actually.
I love cotton candy.
I
Especially
do.
blue cotton
I do too. I love
I
cotton
like
candy.
blue cotton candy.
I love
A
cotton
little bit
candy.
of comic relief because we're getting so serious.
Right, yeah. I was feeling that.
Yeah,
But
me too.
again,
But yes.
that is part of
When's
What's
the
that?
fair?
It's fair.
yeah, it's time to go to the fair.
Well, it needs to cool off.
Yeah, that's October time period, right?
No, it's funny. I like that. A little bit of.
Right.
Okay.
But again, that's so going back to the energy thing, that's about the mind-body connection, right? We have all that going on. It's going to start to show in our bodies.
Our cells
Right.
are conscious.
Absolutely.
They promote our consciousness.
Right.
Our body promotes our consciousness.
And I will tell you that Louise Hay's book, Heal Your Life. I think it's Heal Your Life. When it comes to knees, it's about not moving forward. So let me tell you my theory about that for a long time.
explain her book though, so people
Her
know why you're
so
saying that.
her book is like, if you have a pain in a certain area, then this book explains what might be going on in your mind, in your emotions, that is creating this pain or this. And it's not just pain, it's like your digestion, your sugar, anything that could be
all the ailments.
Yeah, anything that could be dis-ease in your body. Is She has a little explanation on that. And knees are about moving forward. And
That's interesting.
I didn't like that. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that was a crock. Yes, I
Just say
did.
what you really feel, though,
Yeah,
Jeannie.
I really felt like that was BS. That I absolutely moved forward. Is that the name of it?
She's got several, but Heal Your Body is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, heal your body. And I really did feel like that was BS for me because of all the things I was doing. I've spent the last 10 years studying science of mind and new thought. I, was doing everything right. I do prayer work. So I had a lot of reasons why I felt like that was BS. Yet, one of the things I realized over the last month is I really was feeling stuck, not moving forward in a lot of ways. And even in my writing yesterday, I was in a class yesterday, and in my writing, the question was, if my soul could ask me a question, what would it ask? And then if my soul could answer, what would the answer be? And so in my writing, one of the things was, I'm almost 60 years old. I thought I'd be further than where I am. And my soul answered, whoa, wait a minute. These roadblocks might not be roadblocks at all. They may be the way to help your intuition know that's not the right way to go. And so with the pain being gone in the knees, I do feel that there's a new forward movement. I'm not sure what it is yet. I don't have specific clarity, but I do feel that there is.
Well, I like
it's
what
going somewhere.
my husband said about asking you what the blocks were, the mental stuff. So you're already making great strides in some awarenesses that are coming in. So lots of things are now, because when you're in chronic pain all the time, you're probably not thinking about, like, there's probably not. You know what I mean? Because that's like, so when you don't feel good or you have pain, like that takes everything.
It takes everything to be on.
Yeah.
And I'm a customer facing person. So you have to suck it up.
Yeah.
To be
so you're not
whatever.
Feeling awareness of what. Forward movement and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So now all this stuff's gonna start coming in.
No, great.
But it's good though. We want to know these things.
Yeah, sure we do.
She does.
I do want to know. Actually, I love learning about me. I'm the most fascinating subject I know, right? Like for me, and I hope you are the most fascinating subject you know. Like, we should be the most fascinating subject. Like, why do I think this way? Why do I move this way? Why do I like that? Why do I not like that?
Right. Or I love that thinking, like when there's thoughts that come through my head, who's saying that?
Mm-hmm.
What is that really
coming
from?
Is that my mom?
Right.
Where's
that coming from?
Is that a boss? Is that
how I really feel? Or is that just this junk that is getting thrown out at me?
I have some colleagues that say WWJD when they call me. What would Jeannie do? And
right.
Sometimes that's who you are, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think this one of the things that I really noticed about having these awarenesses and having these clear moments, right, is some of the stuff that my husband and I have particularly been working on the past several days is a lot of this clearing, a lot of self-love, self-taking care of, right? And then all of a sudden this clearing that starts happening. Mm-hmm. Like, and Michelle, Reverend Dr. Michelle Rington, again, she's my mentor too, she said to me that we were talking just randomly about just life and stuff. And then she said, I'm getting this overwhelming desire to tell you that you need to get rid of the boat, or you need to get, like, there's some clearing that you need to do.
Mhm.
And I started taking inventory on that, like, I do feel that, I do feel that. Well, we've been doing all this clearing though for this weekend, and it's so exciting. I'm so excited to go home and do this other area. Like,
Mhm.
there's a lot of that. So I know things are shifting.
Right.
And as talking to you, things are shifting. There's a lot of forward movement.
Mhm.
And things are also, when you start to clear,
Yes.
that's because things are coming.
Yes.
And you make room for them.
Exactly. Nature abhors a vacuum.
Yeah.
So, and like I do that even when I get new dresses. So if I get a new piece of clothing, 2 pieces of clothing leave.
I love you.
So, and I'm
This is
still,
buy new clothes.
and my closet's still full. If you ask my partner, too full. So there is a thing about clearing and getting rid of things that are no longer useful to you.
Yes.
That doesn't mean trash them. Give them to people who can use them,
Yes.
right? I love doing that. I recently have been a fan of Marketplace, and I sold off some of my, purses and stuff
at
like
you.
that. Yeah, because, a few dollars for something that I'm just going to stick in a closet anyway.
Right.
So,
Right.
get rid of it. But allowing that openness, whether it's in your home or in your body or in your friendships, allowing that openness so that there is room to welcome more. Because I do want to be able to receive.
Right.
And sometimes being able to receive means you got to make room.
And that's not just in your house. Or
No,
just,
exactly.
listen, I wrote down here, it's mental, emotional, physical, and energetically.
Yes.
There's so many areas that we need to clear. And this is, there's so many ways to self-love. And self-love is like, that's nature's medicine or whatever, that self-love to ourselves. And there's so many ways: acceptance, rest, gratitude, forgiveness, joy, presence, and clearing.
And clearing.
Is a big one. Clearing. And in those 4 areas, looking for the mental clearing. What clutter do you have up here? Are you, like, we've been talking about this too, my husband, like, journaling, like, just dump it all, get it out of here.
Oh, I'm a
Dump
fan
it
of
out.
morning pages.
Yeah, dump. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Explain that.
So that comes from Julia Cameron's Artist Way book. And
Artist
morning
Way.
pages is, just stream of consciousness before you ever get out of bed. Just
I love it.
start writing.
Dump that garbage
Nothing.
out.
Just nothing. Just, and it could be something like, my dream was this. Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts. I can't believe I have to do this today. I mean, just like if somebody was reading it, they'd be like, what is wrong with this person?
Yeah.
Get it out.
Yeah.
Get it out. Because then it
It's
allows.
not necessarily for reading.
No. Oh,
It's
no.
for dumping.
Yes, it's for dumping. I
Yeah.
very rarely harvest morning pages, and by harvesting, sometimes I go back and read my journals to see how far I've come. Maybe I was aware of something, not maybe. Generally, I had an awareness. I wrote it down. I lost it, moved on, and years later it comes back, and I'm like, look at that. I knew
I
it.
already knew that.
Yeah, I already knew that. Lost
Right,
it, but
right.
knew it. Yeah.
I like that morning practice. That's
Mhm.
a great practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because the brain is not meant to be holding all this stuff.
No.
So when you've got all this stuff, you can't. It's really hard to have awarenesses of your body or of anything else when you're holding all this stuff. So to dump it is a really great practice. Get rid of it. Your brain shouldn't be hanging onto your calendar, your to-do list, all the BS
Right.
that runs around. What else is there? There's so many. It should be in the present moment. It should be here, right now.
Right.
It shouldn't be like, oh, after this, I gotta do. Like,
Right.
no, write it down and you'll look at it later.
Right.
You'll look at it when it's time to look at it. Trust yourself. You'll go back at when we're done here, and you'll look at whatever you wrote on your to-do list. But right now, you're here, and you're experiencing this. You're allowing yourself to be present. So, that mental clearing is such a big deal, and I don't do that enough. I mean, I'm over analytical. My brain will run something every possible way that it could go down. Like my brain will run, and it's just that has to stop because what else am I doing then? Nothing.
Right.
Like it's taking everything I have. And then with the emotional, your emotions are your compass. They let you know, am I being present? Am I flipping into my inner child? Is my inner child running my life? I'm an adult. I don't want a child running my life.
Right.
I don't need my inner 4-year-old or my inner 14-year-old running my life. No,
Especially
no,
the
thank you.
14-year-old. My
Yeah, I
God,
don't
she
need
knew
that.
nothing.
Oh my gosh.
But she thought she knew everything.
She's good at temper tantrums.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, my 4-year-old and my 14 both.
I think my-
phases of my life.
I
Probably
really-
was just my 4-year-old channel that my 14-year-old.
I think my 4-year-old was way more mature than my 14-year-old.
Oh really?
Yeah, my 14-year-old self really, she lost her ever-loving mind. But yeah, you know, hey, and sometimes she does run things.
She does.
And I have to say, hey, it's okay.
Yes.
Nobody's going to ground you.
Right.
It's all right.
And be graceful with
Yeah.
that part of yourself because
Yeah.
it's there to keep you safe. It's there to. But when we were little, we protected ourselves with the skills we had, the
At that
emotional
time.
awareness we had as a child, which doesn't really work for an adult. So the awareness, having the emotional awareness of yourself. How, like little kids, you know, at school, they'll have like this. Well, how are you feeling today? Maybe ask yourself, how was I feeling today? Was I a smiley face? Was I a sad face? Was I an angry face? Like, what was my emotional? And let's clear that. Let's figure out what that is and clear that and get back to being present.
And that goes back to, for anyone who's done positive intelligence work, you know, staying in the present moment. But also, this was something that Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington did with me yesterday about clearing out the physical feeling in the body. I was talking about a resentment that I was having, and she's like, okay, can you feel that somewhere in your body? And I can. If I have resentments,
It's in your throat.
it's in my throat, but it's in the back of my throat, almost, and down my shoulders, almost as if I'm being grabbed by a big hand when I'm trying to scream.
Oh.
It's like a stuck scream when I'm resentful, you know? And I could, when we were doing it, and she's like, she wanted me to sit in that emotion for a minute, right? And I could feel it. I could feel the heat in my throat, that feeling of wanting to scream and being held back from expressing that feeling, you know? And then as I became aware of that and sat in that, now it became about, okay, do the PQ reps, whether it's the, you know, being present with the rolling of your fingertips, you know, the breath going in and out and releasing it. And we worked with empathy as one of the sage emotions because, again, I was dealing with the worthiness, and she said, what would help? And I thought, well, being empathetic to myself and to the person I was resentful to. You know, so seeing us both as these small childs of joy, you know, and then there was such a release in that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me, it was, you know,
My
this
husband
was
says
a
sometimes
half-hour process. You know.
My husband says sometimes that's hard, and
Yeah.
it can take more than one.
Oh,
practice.
sure.
It can,
Sure.
You have to check, can they run safely through my mind?
I just
Get back to work.
tried it with some of, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that happens, right? And you just say, okay, I'm not there yet on that one.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes. I had one that was weird. I mean, it took me a long time to let it go. But
Sometimes you never start.
right, if you have no awareness of
Yeah.
it, and that
Right.
stuff festers in your body,
Yes.
and that other person isn't getting it, you're getting it.
Right.
You're getting that poison in your body.
And that's where, again, we
No,
talk
thank
about
you.
those
They can have it back.
those blockages and
Yes.
whatever they are, how they manifest in your body can be, you know, sometimes unaware, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're unaware of where they're at. Like cancer in my lung wouldn't have been found had I not had the heart attack, right? Because I don't randomly go and have x-rays
Yeah.
of my lungs, right?
Right.
We should.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
right,
right,
yeah.
right.
So, you know, that was one of those, you know, necessary evils, I guess, how to look at that one.
Right, thank God.
And yeah, thank God, because I caught it in a, you know, enough time to keep me
Yeah,
healthy
right.
and that. But there we have it, right? There's sometimes we just don't know. I have had issues when it comes to my joints. I've had issues since my 30s. But, you know, when you're talking about chronic pain, it sneaks up on you. You
Yes.
start to build a tolerance
Yes.
until finally, you know, like you get to walk, you get up to walk, and you're like, say no thank you.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what do I do?
Oh, what do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and those are the things I think about how long I wasn't moving forward for myself, just for myself, not any outward success, but for myself, how I was holding myself back to stay safe.
Yeah, we
You
do
know,
this to stay
safe
from what though?
Good question.
That's what just came to me.
What?
Like, I want to ask myself that. What are you safe from?
What am I
From
saying?
being your greatness, from being your great self,
Right?
from other people getting to experience what you have for them.
Right?
That's what I'm safe from.
I'm safe from my haters.
Yeah.
Feeling authentic emotion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm safe from being all I can be.
Yeah. That's the more awareness I have around that, the more I'm frustrated with that, because there's so much greatness I see in other people
Mm-hmm.
and myself, and it's like, so what? We're not doing that.
Yeah, sometimes we're just not doing that.
And it's upsetting because of things that have happened to us, because of things, lies we tell ourselves, whatever. It's
Right.
Like,
Right.
let's all just take a bold stance. Like, let's just do something out of your comfort zone. Just do something that pushes you, moves you forward.
You mean like take a belly dancing class?
Yes, that was so good. That was very good.
Exactly.
I'm excited to have that next
Yeah,
week.
we go next week again. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
on my shimmy.
get your shimmy on.
I always do this anyway. This is one of my little moves when I'm excited.
Well, that's so funny because there's like a whole TikTok thing right now about shimmy healing depression.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole thing, and then there's people shimmying. It's kind of cute when it's like big, fireman type of guys doing the shimmy.
Oh my gosh,
kind
that's
of funny.
awesome.
So I guess like with the healing energy flowing throughout my body, one, we got to be aware. We got to be aware that we got the energy.
Yeah.
We got to be aware of what's happening. So again, anytime we're talking about awareness, we're talking about being in the present moment.
Exactly. Gotta be present.
Beginning within. And then our mind-body connection.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about what happens, and that becomes whether our blocks or flows, we're talking about clearing. And clearing in our mind or physically in our spaces, or hey, let's get radical and do both.
I think all.
Right? All of the above.
All of it.
And then, I was thinking about the flow versus blockage, stress, fear, resentment.
Right.
These are what create the blockages.
Right.
We can
These are
break
release
them.
and separation.
Yes.
We experience that. We are not allowing spirit to flow.
Right.
It's already there because that's what we are. But we're forgetting our truth, and we just stop that from moving. You got a reading?
I do have a little thing. So in the Science of Mind text, I'm on 373. In the Science of Mind text, there's actually a whole section on immortality. And it talks about what is the body. So when man first awakened to self-consciousness, he had a body with definite form, showing that instinctive life, which is God, had already clothed itself with the form of flesh. Body or form is the necessary outcome of self-knowingness. In order to know, there must be something to be known. Some kind of body or expression always was and always will be, if consciousness is to remain true to its own nature. The body is a concrete manifestation existing in time and space for the purpose of furnishing a vehicle through which life may express itself. So as I always say, I'm here to give God a good time.
Yes.
The physical universe is the body of God. It is a manifestation in form of the mind of God. It is that creation which, while it may have a beginning and end of itself, neither begins nor ends. So while this body was born and will die, the eternalness of God does not. The manifestation of spirit is necessary. If spirit is to come into self-realization, hence the body. So what we are made of is God's stuff. This realization that is me is God in form. So when I look in the mirror and I say, I don't like this, or I don't like this, or whatever it is that I'm going to point out that isn't in my eyes perfect, then I am saying that God is not perfect. That goes against everything I believe in. I believe in the divine perfection, even when I can't see the answers. You know, so for whatever reason, this concept of this body is what I have to work with in this life and in this form. I'm going to see it as that perfection and continue to treat it better than I have. This is what I'm hearing. This is all I got. You know,
Our bodysuit, our
exactly.
spacesuit,
the spacesuit, whatever you want to call it. I call it the meat suitcase, but whatever you want to call it, this is what I've got to work with.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
love it, you know, and it will love us back, as we talked about last week.
We have to self-love. We just have to love ourselves.
Right.
And I think that when you love yourself, you naturally say nice things to yourself. You
Right.
naturally, your consciousness treats yourself differently. And then the cells start to respond, everything responds differently too. But when you're not giving yourself self-love, and you're hearing all this chatter out here, this things that are ugly, and you don't notice any of the nice things, you notice only the ugly stuff, and you're internalizing that, and your brain is spinning, and don't feel like, you know, clearing what that, you know, cleaning whatever. It just is a big snowball. It just keeps going and going and going, and the body has to respond. To that, you know. So it's like having this awareness of take the time and look at, where do I need some clearing? Where do I need some self-love? Where do I need to be aware of what's going on here? And let's move that forward. Let's make those changes.
Yes.
Because I don't want any of us to be experiencing things we don't want to experience in our lives.
Right.
I don't want any of that. I don't want the dis-ease in my body.
Right.
Or any of
Exactly.
our bodies, you know?
Exactly.
So to start to look at that, allowing that energy, that the healing energy, the card says healing energy flows throughout my body. It's already does.
Yes, it's a done deal. That's
but
what happens.
we can block the experience of it. We can block it just the ways we've been talking about today.
Yep.
So it's up to us. It's up to us the way we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're doing. Like, it's up to us
There
to
we go.
knock it off.
To knock it off.
Yes, and you know, love ourselves. Let's just have a love fest.
Right.
I just need a love fest.
Right. And it is. It's not about fixing anything. It's about remembering
Yes,
our
thank
wholeness.
you.
You know,
Right.
that's what we forget, is that we're already whole, perfect,
We already
and
are.
complete.
We already are one with God. We already are God in a perfect, unique manifestation. It's not, we've got to make it that, or it already is.
Already is. So
And
it's
the
remembering.
allowing and the remembering, yes. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and when you say these things to yourself, and then you say to yourself, well, then what should I be doing? If I'm already God in perfect manifestation, then how should I treat myself today? What should I do next today? Take that answer and run with it.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we do have one more week, I think, right? Do
Can
we
you
have
believe
one more
5
week?
weeks? 5 weeks of this.
Yes.
Of this
We have one more week about the health, and then we head into September. I cannot even believe that the year is almost over.
I know, we're on week 34.
We're
Like,
on week
how much
34 of the year.
past halfway.
Yes.
It's so weird to see all of our weeks we've already done. It's so
And,
cool.
you know, while we're talking about our workbook, especially to you out there in TV land, I'm going to ask a request. Please send in on our email, go to our website, please send in something that you'd like to see next year in our
Great
workbook
idea.
and our topics, so that we can bring you what you need. So if there is something you'd like us to discuss on the sofa next year, please send us an email and we'll see what we can do.
Or I think they can message us also on the group.
They can, yes.
Yeah, so feel free to go to Sofa Sundays and message us there too, or
The
email us,
Facebook
or
group,
go to
Sofa
our
Sundays.
homepage. You
Yes.
can directly contact us from our homepage at BWMministries.com.
Yes.
Perfect. I love it. All right. So, anybody else? Anyone got anything?
You gonna pray us out?
This was a good session.
Did you love it? Okay. Yay. Oh, some deep cleansing breaths. Oh. Just clear everything out with that exhale. Let's breathe it back in and release everything. Oh, that feels so good. The big breath of God just in and out. Coming to the awareness, the recognition that in that breath there's only one. There's only one breath. There's only one energy, one power, one life. And it is God, it's spirit, the divine. There's only one. And it is perfect already. It is whole already. It is that love, that joy, that peace, that connection. And we are each that one, manifesting perfectly in our own unique ways, in our own unique bodies, moving in as and through us. And from that place of my knowing my truth of what I am, whose I am, I see my word into the law, knowing that as I do, I see the law of God in motion. The highest and best for all of us. Knowing that as we allow ourselves to come from our truth, as we allow ourselves to be present, as we clear the mind, we clear the emotions, we clear the physical space, the physical body, we release the blocks to that divine energy that already flows, that healing energy that already is there, moving through us. We allow its freedom. We allow every cell to receive it. We allow every system of our bodies, every organ to receive the healing energy of God. And I'm grateful for this truth. I am grateful for the knowing, for the awareness, for the space to be aware, for allowing myself to be present, to listen, to feel, to notice, to release anything that's not serving me in any aspect of my life. I say yes to the energy. I say yes to the flow of God. And I'm grateful for this time that we've had. I'm grateful for the ideas and the sharing, the questions and the answers that have come. And I know that it's done its job. And so I let it go and trust that it's already done in the mind of God, and together we say, and so
it is. Yay. That was good.
Woo-wee.
Love it.
Woo-wee, people.
There we go.
How can we support you?
Oh, thanks for asking.
Thank you.
So there's a couple of ways you can support us. One, if you're watching online, please like and subscribe at our YouTube channel. If you are watching on our Facebook group, Sofa Sundays, well, you're already in there. But make sure that you comment and give some feedback and join and participate to
Share it
grow
with your
our
friends.
group. Share it with your friends.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to donate financially, please go to beginwithinministries.com and you can donate as a one-time donation or become a spiritual church club partner, which is $45 a month for one person, or for a couple or family, it's $75 a month. And you can get amazing things like our mug and our charm and any of our classes that we do in person and online that are done by Michelle or myself for free.
We have another workshop coming up in September, so
Yes.
that will be included in those memberships. Yeah.
There we go. So we hope to see you soon, whether in person or online.
Thanks for being with us today. We
We'll
love
see
seeing
you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time.
partnership with New Thought Media Network.